Well, I'd always wanted to work with Ben. I think he's a really distinctive British filmmaker. I'm a huge admirer of his other work, and particularly A Field in England and Kill List. And I think he has a very anarchic, very provocative, very mischievous way of working. He's able to sort of represent his particular understanding of British society in a very interesting way. And the combination of him and J.G. Ballard was tantalising.
Yeah. Obviously, the film's essentially rooted in the 70s, but it still has such relevance today, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really Ballard himself as an outsider in Great Britain was fascinated in the structures of British society, the inheritance of a particular kind of manners and politeness and self-deprecation, and what happens to those manners when we go up against it in a place of extremity. And I think that's why I think it's fascinating, is it has something very uniquely British about it.
And
yeah, it's interesting, you know. It's something, even as I was growing up, it was something it's very hard to be aware of as a child. You have a sense of a political landscape, but there's so many things that children are sheltered from in a way. And it was only really as we turned the corner into the 90s, and I was into double figures myself, I started to understand the decade we'd left behind. But it's funny because we're making a film about Ballard wrote the film in the 70s, looking into the future, and we're in the future, looking back at the past. And I honestly just think it still feels like the same society with its, we have an interesting, we still have a long way to go, I think, in terms of, being a meritocratic society and one that feels fair. And I think that's one that it's a question that Ballard throws up by this metaphor of this building, the class struggles within the building and people wanting, why should there be electricity in the penthouse if there isn't any on the ground floor? And I think that's a question that's always relevant.
Have you considered where you'd put yourself in the high rise?
I wouldn't be in it. I'd be out of there, sharp. Yeah, as soon as there's someone throws that dog in the swimming pool, I'd be like, I think it's time to move. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks.
Okay.